Well, hello everybody on this hot August day, close to 100 degrees out here, but life goes on. Today I'm going to now continue to try to figure out what is wrong with this Expedition. Like I said earlier in my other video, I go to start it up, and as soon as it warms up, you drop it down in gear, it surges and stalls, but does not do it in reverse or neutral. And right now I've got the transmission pan off, got all the fluid out of it, and I wanted to verify to see if perhaps I was in the transmission was causing the issue, and sure enough it was. I can start this thing up now, drop it back down into gear, and I didn't let it run very long without no transmission fluid in the transmission. And when I put it in gear, it doesn't stall anymore. I mean, I can go through the gears and it doesn't stall anymore, so that tells me it's not an engine issue, a sensor or vacuum leak or something going on down here in the transmission. And my suspicion was the transmission shift solenoid, or TCC, as they like to call it. So right now, I'll go ahead and show you what I've done so far. And if you do have to change your transmission shift solenoid on this particular transmission, it's pretty easy to do. Let me crawl up under here. And hopefully my camera is pretty much in focus. Now, this pan is very easy to take off. You got a couple of bolts back here next to the back of the frame. You have to get a little extension and a swivel, and these are 10mm. You take those out, and the rest of these around this pan, very easy to take out. Now remember, you got to get you a couple of pails and catch some fluid. And when I took the pan off, everything here looked really good. I don't see any metal. Pan was really clean, nothing unusual, just some material around the magnet, which is typical. Now, as I said earlier, I really thought it was the transmission shift solenoid that was bad, and it is right there where my finger is. Hopefully you can see that. The camera stays focused, and it's pretty easy to take out. Now, on this particular transmission, you have this little guy here. It is a sort of like a wiring harness, but it's hardwired in here. It kind of sits on here like this, and what you got to do is get a little screwdriver and gently just kind of loosen this up from these sensors, and it will come off like this. And if you can see that there, that's kind of how it's made, kind of cool. And you can kind of set that off to the side. And these little metal clips down in there, right there, if you can see those on that, kind of connect to the solenoids. You have a couple there. You have one on the top there, one right there by the shift solenoid on the transmission. Then you got your other shift solenoids here, and you got your, basically right here is the guy that I'm after. This is the TCC. This is what I think is causing my issues when I put it in gear. I know in reverse and neutral, this shift solenoid is not applied. And when you drop it down in gear, when you, I think if you hit 11 to 12, 13 miles an hour, this should apply and lock up the torque converter. Now, I know when I put it in gear and it starts to die, it acts like the torque converter is locking up and it's stalling out the vehicle. So I really think this guy here is probably stuck, or it's bad. I don't have any codes. I've checked the codes. I'm not getting a torque converter code, but I figured at this point I might as well just go ahead and tear it apart and look at it and test it and see if there's any debris in there or anything. Other than that, the worst case scenario, it could be in the torque converter. It could be bad, but I kind of really don't think it is, because if this torque converter was bad, it should be stalling in reverse too. If it was bad on the inside of the torque converter mechanically. So I don't know, we'll see. So if you're going to change a torque converter solenoid, this is how, TCC, this is how you do it. You just got to take the pan off, and once you pull this harness off here, just kind of lay it off to the side. Now, to get this out, you have a 10mm bolt right there where my finger is, and you have one here, which is, I believe, a 12 or 13, and you have one in the back, and this whole unit will drop down, and you can spin this guy and take it out. So let me set the camera down here, and we'll go ahead and pop this out of here, and I'll let you know what I think. Alright, I got the bolt out of the bottom of the transmission here that holds these solenoids in. By the way, this is called a torque converter solenoid TCC. I may have said shift solenoid, but no, this is a torque converter solenoid. This is what I'm after. These are your shift solenoids. So I got the bolts out, and there they are. That is out. Make sure you check your O-rings, and they seem to be okay. And set that off the side, and now here is the guy that I'm after, right here. Twist and pull gently. Oop, came right out. And there is the solenoid. Check the O-rings. Look okay, and that is how you take this out. Now I'm not going to make a video and show you how to put it back together. Obviously, you are smart enough to put it back together after taking it apart. If I find that this was the problem, I will let you know. I'm going to go ahead and test it, and maybe just go to Advance or some parts store, I don't know, and see if I can get another one. That's how you change the get into your solenoids on this transmission. I believe it's an AOD transmission. This is a 2000 Expedition. It's got the 4.6. A lot of these had the 5.4 engines. So I'm going to go ahead and check this guy out, see if it's bad, and I will let you guys know later in another video what I found. And that way, if you guys have a Ford that is stalling when you put it in gear when it warms up and you have no check engine lights, this could be your issue. But I'll give you guys an update later. Alright, well, a little update. I can't find anything really wrong with the solenoid. It's clicking, and I can blow through it, and you can see if I put 12 volts on it. Clicking. And I can blow through this end here when I do this, and it opens up, and air passes through there pretty good. So I don't know. It's not looking good. I'm beginning to think my issue is probably the torque converter. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and stick this back in there, since I've played around with it and cleaned it out a little bit, and put fluid back in it and see what happens. But if it dies when I put it back in gear, then I know it's the more than likely the torque converter. But you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. You just got to do process some elimination until you get down to the problem. One good I guess news. What am I trying to say here? One good thing is that when I do take the transmission out of this Expedition, it's not too bad to do. You don't have to fool with the exhaust, because the exhaust actually goes around the transmission on the sides. A lot of these Explorers and Expeditions, the exhaust goes right under the transmission, and you have to take the exhaust out to get transmission out. But on this one, it's not that bad. I'll show you real quick. And I'll probably end up doing a video on it. What the heck, you know? Like I said, right there is the exhaust on that side. And over there on that side, it runs to the back behind the transmission. And basically it comes together right below the transfer case. So there's a lot of room here. I can just separate this transmission from the engine and perhaps put another torque converter in it. Like I said, I've done the Mountaineers and all that, 2002s up, and had no problem. Basically on those vehicles, you got to take the exhaust off. But this one here, I don't have to. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's see, what else did I want to say? I guess that's about it. So I'll just stick this back in and prepare, I guess, to have a torque converter put in it. But like I said, I'll probably make a video on it later. But I'll go ahead and do this today. Put it back together, see if there's any change. And if not, then order a torque converter. And usually you can get them on eBay off of dealers and stuff. There's remanufactured ones on there you can get for $150. And I bought 2 or 3 on there for my other Mountaineers and Explorers of 4.6s. Have no problem. And by the way, I do have a transmission jack. This is a job that if you do have to do the transmission, pull it out of there and put a torque converter in there, you will have to have a transmission jack. And you'll see that in my other videos. All right, well, that's an update on this, guys. If I find out anything else, I will certainly let you know. But that's the way it goes. So I guess research continues here.